Good.
Hi, everybody. So I'm back with Cindy Zane, who is in private practice out in Oahu, Hawaii, and she is one of my emotionally focused therapy colleagues. And we wanted to talk a little bit about romance and just, how interesting it is, our younger selves and our thoughts about romance and how that changes as we mature and change. So where would you like to begin with this one, Cindy?
Just hearing you talk about romance, it reminds me of my college days, how instead of reading textbooks, I was reading romance novels. Uh, it's the in love that you always dream of being in. And when it's great, you're on cloud nine. When it gets hard, it is so painful and you don't know how to solve it. And then when you don't have it, you're trying to figure out, how can I get back in it?
Yes. Yeah, and that's the thing. And I think too in that younger stage there, I felt some insecurity. I felt more urgency. There was this fear, if I'm being honest, that what if I don't find that person was a part of
Absolutely.
I was boy crazy. I'll just put that out there. I like boys a lot. I thought about boys and the potential for romance, but it wasn't necessarily a balanced point of view. It was more the like longing for the fireworks or the romance novel.
Well, we all long for that and want it. And how, the age-old question is, it's easy to get it, or, that's the relatively easy part. How do we maintain it and how do we keep it? So we keep feeling that romance over time across the years, rather than going through the cycle of the romance, the heartbreak, the breakup, the fear. Um, and that's where, emotions, and you mentioned fear, um, are so informative and so helpful to us that, pop culture will say, well, don't be emotional, just be objective. And, in emotion focused therapy, we like to lean in and understand, what is the emotion. Sue Johnson, the founder of EFT, has said she's never met an irrational emotion. And if we simply understand our emotions and what message is it giving us, what is it telling us, it instantly gives us a motivation, a direction, that we can pair with our thoughts and our not existing knowledge to make more comprehensive, more better fitting decisions and courses of action for ourselves. So I find emotions incredibly powerful, sometimes painful, but tremendously informative and guiding.
I agree. And when I hear you speak and I think about that word fear, I connect it to shame as well. I think that
Mm.
there's this strange thing that I see in my younger self and I see in clients who are young or who are facing divorce or who are facing remarriage. And there is this vulnerableness and longing for love. And of
Oh,
course,
absolutely.
and it makes sense. I mean, like deep down, each one of us, if we're being honest with ourselves, we're afraid, like, am I worth it? So there's something
Mm.
shameful that happens for us about reading romance novels or having crushes on peers at school or things like this. So that shame thing is really vital. But then I think too, what you and I realize is that the romance piece, the lust thing, is not the end all be all.
Right. And I think, that shame, and it's sort of informing us what stops us, what holds us back from putting ourselves out there, from taking risks. I had someone once say, but if I put myself out there and that person, um, says no, uh, then what? And I was like, well, then that's not the person that's a fit for you initially. And she's like, okay. And I said, say that again. And she did. And eventually it sunk in. Oh, I get it. All right. It's like that window is closed. It gives me the opportunity to find the next person that whose window might be open to me and only me.
Yeah, that's the truth. It's this strangeness that our fear can get in the way of us making these good decisions. Take the risk, ask the person out. If that door closes, then you know, where it seems so frightening in the moment. And then we also know in a more mature relationship that although lust is important in the beginning and romance, there's these other things that start to really cultivate, like best friendship and business partnership, which a lot of people don't really think about. But you fall in love and you get hitched up whatever way you choose, and you're creating a business. And then parenting, and as EFT therapists, we also really know that, can I say, maybe I think the most vital ingredient is vulnerability. Maybe
Oh, yeah.
really bad.
That's a great way of putting it. When
Mm-hmm.
we truly have our hearts open,
Mm-hmm.
it feels great when you're swooning. But when it feels risky, when you feel vulnerable, when you're in times of need, because life is hard, and we all find ourselves there in those moments, that the fear can seep in the form of doubt. Uh, is my person really going to show up for me?
Yeah.
But when they do, even in that moment of vulnerability, in that time of need, where we are nowhere near the best versions of ourselves, and our partner finds us the most lovable,
Mm-hmm.
the most uh, worthy to come to, no matter what state we're in. Uh,
Exactly.
that's so powerfully healing and transformative, and there's nothing like it in the world. I don't know. What would you say about those kinds of moments?
I love what you're describing, and the clinical term that comes to mind is a corrective experience. And when I
Mm.
hear you share and using the language spooning, it's what we get to observe with couples and what we are aware of in our own romantic relationships is those corrective, transformative moments are usually not the firework moments. They're like these like messy little something, I heard you, I saw you, I know you moments. Mm-hmm.
They're so deep and broad. It's you grow roots together that way.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but those roots give rise to, because they feed the water, uh, to moments that could end up in spark.
Yeah, they are the foundation for Spark. There's these little vulnerable risks and responses. And that is, yeah, so that's beautiful. Yeah, so we need to start to wind things down here. Any last comment before we say goodbye?
Oh, yeah. Don't ever give up hope. Keep getting out there. It's worth
Yeah,
the risk.
yes, yes. Love is worth it. Love is worth it. And yeah, thank you so much, Cindy. This is a fun conversation.
Yeah, I feel the love swooning in my head just having this conversation with you, Tara. Thanks for having it with me.
Thank you. Okay, bye for now.
Bye.